Okay, so I was asked to demonstrate how to have the game be in multiple languages. And actually, that's a very common feature for most games. So you can apply what I'm about to do to other games. So first, what we really need is we need a scene where you can select the language. So let's do that. So let's go up to File, New Scene. Um, we don't have to save it yet since we haven't done anything. But let's start adding some. Let's add tray empty, and we will add a mesh filter. Oops, sorry. So add mesh text mesh, and we'll call this language selection. Now let's go ahead and change the size to 0.15 because you could see how blurry it was. Change the font size to like 48. The font will be Arial. And now let's just reposition that. Okay, so let's copy that, paste it. And what you're going to do, you can really name the objects whatever you want, okay? But I'm going to name them after the language. So it defaults to English, but say you wanted to select other languages. So we'll go ahead and put it in English first. We just won't do anything with it. Copy that. Now, obviously, these are all the English translation of these languages, so you wouldn't actually do that. You would actually write whatever Russian is in Russian. You'd write, this next one is going to be Spanish, so that'd be Espanol, and so on and so forth. So the text right here would be the actual language that you want it to be set to. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a script. So create C#, and we'll call this language set. Click on the three objects, drag and drop language set to it. Now we need these to be clickable. So to make them clickable, you have to add physics 2D, box collider, is trigger. And you want to make sure there's no overlap. That way someone, trying to click on Russian, they accidentally click on Spanish. So make sure you give enough space in there to allow for human error. Not to mention people are using different sized monitors. Maybe they're on a mobile device. So you really want to account for things like that. So let's go into that new script. And all you're going to do is you're going to put in a bunch of if statements that say if the name of the object that's clicked on is this, then you're going to set a value. Let me close some of these old scripts for. Okay, so void on mouse down capital OMD. This is a predefined routine. So if you accidentally don't capitalize something, it won't work. It is absolutely case sensitive. And so now you just run a series of if statements. So if game object dot name equals say Russian. Then what you're going to do is you're going to have a static variable be set. So public static, let's just make it an int, and we'll call it language choice. Let's call it language preset. It'll default to 0. Now what you're going to do is, depending on the name of the object that is clicked on, you're going to change this number. Okay, this is the value of this variable. What then happens is when you're in the actual hidden object room, what gets displayed at the bottom will not be automatic. It will be based on this. So if game object.name equals Russian, then language preset we'll say is equal to 1. Let's go ahead and save that. So now what we do, with this changes saved, we can now save this scene and call this language, and we'll put it into this folder. We go back to room, and we have to go to the script that controls these. So the script that controls those, okay, so it looks like right now the name is manually entered. What we're going to do is we're going to create a new script. Okay. And we'll call this, say, item 3, simply because it's the third one on the list here. So we click on that. We put on item 3. We'll open that up. And in the start section, what you're going to do is you're going to check for whatever language was chosen. So if language set, that's the name of the script, dot language preset equals 1, then get component text mesh text equals. If that's wrong, my apologies. I literally just took this from an online translator. I don't speak Russian. My apologies. And then it's just rinse and repeat. If language set dot language preset equals 2, then you would have whatever that is. So let's save this. And I believe it was Spanish was the next one. So let's go to language. So yeah, the next one was Spanish. So you would just keep building out language set. So if game object that's been clicked on is Russian, set it to 1. Equals Spanish. Then language preset equals 2. And then in here, you do the same thing. You'd copy, paste this, set it to 2, and put in whatever the Spanish word for scythe is. And then it's just rinse and repeat. So you'd create a new script for each and every object, and it's only used for that object's language. So now let's watch this run. So we got to do one more thing that actually gets us from the language select into the scene. So let's go to build settings. We need to add language. We will put it at the top so it runs first. Save project. And now in language set, when you click on this, you would also load. So we have to add up here using Unity Engine .scene management, or else it won't understand what I'm about to type in. Scene manager dot load scene, and the name of the scene is room. Let's save that. I think that should be all that it takes. So we'll run this. We'll click on Russian. Oops. Error message. I thought it was there. Build settings. Oh, sorry. I'm forgetting that I have all these other projects all in the same one. So let's put in room. So we'll go to Russian. It loads. And then as you can see, it doesn't say Scythe. It now says Kosa. So that's how you would do it. Kind of quick, but that's about the size of it.